Last Friday, both the United States and Canada released the latest job reports. Economists had predicted more job losses. In the United States, the prediction was another 8 million job losses, and unemployment rate would hit 20%, the highest level since Great Depression in the 1930s. The reality? A shocking 2.5 million jobs were added to the market in May. It marked the biggest single-month job growth ever in history. The unemployment rate dropped to 13.3%, far from the 20% forecast. That's very encouraging news indeed. What about the numbers in Canada? Canada lost around 3 million jobs from February to April. The prediction was another 500,000 job losses in May. Statistics Canada released job data up to the week of May 16th. British Columbia, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Quebec, and most of the Atlantic provinces had started reopening at the beginning of May, while Ontario, Alberta, and Nova Scotia were still largely in shutdown mode in mid-May. With just some provinces starting to reopen, we got a very pleasant surprise in job gains. 290,000 jobs were added in May. That's also the biggest one-month gain in Canada's history. Quebec accounted for nearly 80% of the job gains, mostly from the construction industry, which was allowed to return in mid-April. You see, Ontario is now entering our Stage 2 reopening. Restaurants and hair salons will reopen very soon. Now, there are new predictions saying that 800,000 more jobs will be added in June, as Ontario started to contribute to the upswing. So, how could economists have it so wrong at the beginning? Like anyone else, economists are also in a whole new territory, trying to forecast the economic impact of the pandemic. They were looking at initial unemployment insurance claims. But many layoffs were meant to be temporary. It is likely that there is a wave of hidden rehiring because of the government wage subsidy and the reopening. Maybe the stock market had it right the whole time. S&P 500 has gone up 40% since the end of March. Economic data, like the GDP, is a backward indicator. The GDP released in April indicated a decline back in the first quarter of the year. On the other hand, the stock market is a leading indicator. It forecasts what is going to happen in the next 3 to 6 months. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 back in 2009 during the global financial crisis. The stock market went up 67% by 2010. But there wasn't much good news in the market during that time. In fact, unemployment rate in both the United States and Canada rose to the peak. Now it seems that the same trend is happening again. The stock market has been going way up even with a record high unemployment rate. I would say that investors are telling us that they are very confident about the reopening and recovery of the economy. On a side note, the Canadian dollar has climbed to a 3-month high, back to the pre-COVID level. We will soon find out if the stock market is right again this time. In any case, the job reports are definitely very good news for everybody. I share my opinion and news on the market every single week. If you want to stay on top of the market, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell now.